Hi guys, good morning. My name is Sani Rivera and I'm with my colleague Elizabeth Peña.
Hello, everyone.
We're here to talk to you about bike safety and helmet use. So we're with Texas Children's Hospital, and that is the lead agency for Safe Kids Greater Houston, which is a coalition filled with people in the Houston area who care about preventing injuries with kids. So our goal is to keep you kids safe and make sure you don't end up at Texas Children's, right? So you want to make sure you are at your schools, you're playing, and one way to do that is to make sure you're safe on your bicycle. So May is Bike Safety Month. So if you are going to be out on your bicycles, make sure you have your helmet and make sure you follow all these tips we're going to talk about today. We are coming to you because your counselor or your school nurse or your principal or your teacher, somebody in your community thinks that you guys are riding bikes and you need to make sure you're safe on them. So they reached out to us. We're here to present all of this material to you. I wish we could be there in person. Unfortunately, because of the circumstances, we can't, but we are doing virtual education the best way that we can, and we hope that you enjoy it.
Yeah. And as Asani said, it's important because it's fun to ride the bike, but we want to make sure that you are safe.
Exactly. Okay, so we're going to start with why it's important to be safe on your bicycle. This video does a very good job of providing a couple of safety tips, so make sure that you pay attention to it because we're going to have a little bit of a quiz after, and I think it'll be fun. I think you'll enjoy it. It's a good video. So we'll go ahead and start that.
Riding your bike is a lot of fun. Yeah! Wait, whoa! Whoa! I don't think it's all that fun.
It can be. It can be a lot of fun.
That's what I said. Me too.
And you're right. But it's important to ride safely. And there are things you can do to help keep yourself safe.
Like what?
Well, you start by making sure you have the right bicycle.
What's wrong with this one?
It's too big for you. That's why you're having trouble riding it. When you sit on the bike like that, you should be able to touch the ground with both feet. If you can't,
I almost can.
almost doesn't count. If you can't touch the ground, you need a smaller bike.
Okay, that is better. What else?
Well, what you wear is important.
You mean we have to wear special bike clothes?
No, but you want something bright. It makes it easier for the drivers to see you, and being seen is a big part of being safe. It's also why reflectors like these are important.
And they look cool.
But probably the most important thing you should wear is a helmet,
Why?
because it protects your head if you crash.
But I won't crash. I'm a good rider.
Even a good rider might crash. What if a dog ran out in front of you all of a sudden?
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that.
Wear it this way. Not this way, or this way, or this way. This way. It should fit snug on your head and sit low on your forehead like this, so you can see the edge of the helmet when you look up. And it should always be buckled.
Okay. Can I get on the bike now?
If you remember to do one more thing.
What?
If there's something wrong with your bike, like maybe the tires don't have enough air or the brakes don't work very well, be sure to tell an adult. And tell them before you ride it, okay?
Okay.
Good. Now let's talk about the rules for safe riding.
Oh, man. Are there a lot?
No, just a few, but they're important. The first one is ride with an adult, like your parent, for example, or with an older brother or sister.
I do that with my sister. She's in high school. She helps me decide where we should ride.
And where's that?
We like to ride in the park, where there aren't many cars. We ride on roads where there's not much traffic.
Good. Those are both good ideas. And do you ride on the right side of the road or the left?
On the right, in the same direction the cars are going.
Yes. And here's an easy way to remember that. Ride right.
Ride right. Okay, what else?
Road signs and traffic signals. You have to do what they say. So if you see a stop sign or a red signal,
You have to stop.
yes. And a green signal?
Means you can go.
It does. But you still need to use your eyes and your ears. Look and listen to what's around you. Just because you see other people doesn't mean they see you, even if you have on a bright shirt. Sometimes people get distracted and forget to look for each other. And don't be weaving back and forth like that, because then the drivers won't know what you're doing.
And we might get hit?
Yes. If you're riding on a trail or a sidewalk, you need to watch out for the people walking there and move out of their way. And if you need to pass someone, let them know before you do it.
All right.
Now, this might be the most important one of all. When you're crossing a street or a path or a driveway or an alley or any place a car could pull out, you should stop and look left, then right, then left again. Make sure there isn't a car coming before you go on.
So, any place a car could be coming?
Any place.
We stop, and we look left, right, and left again.
Yes. And if no cars are coming, then you can go.
But what if there are lots of cars coming?
If there's a lot of traffic or you're not comfortable riding across the street for any reason, you could both get off your bikes and walk them to the other side in a crosswalk.
Sometimes my sister and I do that. Can we ride our bikes now?
Almost. First, tell me one important thing you just learned.
Always ride with an adult or an older brother or sister.
Yes. And what else?
Wear your helmet.
Excellent. One more.
When you come to an intersection or a driveway or anything like that, you should stop and look left, right, and left again to make sure no cars are coming.
Yes, very good.
Are we done?
We're done. Have a good ride.
Okay, so that video did a great job of sharing some safety tips that you can follow when you're at home, if you're with your parents, if you're with your older brothers or sisters. They shared a lot of really great safety tips. So for the adults in the room, if you're a teacher or you want to go ahead and press pause on our video right now, you can go ahead and ask your students what they learned from the video. What kind of safety tips are they going to share with their family when they get home? We'll talk about a couple of them, but it's a good opportunity to get some feedback and make sure that they understand some of the safety tips. Okay, getting on a bicycle. So the first thing before you even think about getting on your bike, you have to get your helmet. So your helmet is specially made. It has a lot of different shapes on it. It'll help protect your brain. That's the whole purpose of your helmet. So you want to make sure you keep that brain safe. Why do you guys think it's important to keep your brain safe? So your brain controls everything that you do. Do you guys think that your brain controls the way you eat Cheetos? It does. Does it control how you dance? Does it tell you to dance? It sure does. Yep. Does your brain help you to ride your bicycle? Of course it does. Go ahead, Elizabeth.
Oh, yeah, like the same way we have this helmet that is going to help us to protect that important organ in our body, because it's the most important one that is control everything in our body, as you said. So the first thing, we need to pick the right helmet.
Exactly.
Okay? So it needs to be right size. It needs to be a good condition. It needs to be placed in the right way. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that later.
Yes. And so what is your helmet? It's not just a cool hat. It doesn't just replace your hat. So like Elizabeth said, it's very protective. It protects your brain. It keeps your head safe. And it has to be the right size. It has to have the right parts. So these are the parts of a helmet. The inside, you can see right here is the molding. There's padding. The padding is going to help keep you comfortable while you wear your helmet. It makes it a little bit softer so it doesn't mess up your hair too much. It's not uncomfortable for you to put it on. This part right here is called the ratchet. helmets that we give away with our program when we do bike rodeos or helmet distributions, they have this little part here as well. And when you tighten it, you go righty-tighty or lefty-loosey to make sure it's nice and snug, and it fits as snug as a baseball cap does. Okay, so you're gonna get it pretty snug when you fit it. This outer part is called the shell. It's built to make sure it can take an impact. So if you accidentally fall on your driveway, it's going to protect your brain. If you fall on the grass too, if you're wearing your helmet nice and snug, your helmet's not going to move. That shell is going to protect every important part of your brain. There are also vents in it that allow you to breathe a little bit, especially in the Texas heat. I know it can get hot. Sometimes you get a little sweaty, but it's better to be a little bit sweaty and safe than not wear a helmet at all. Yeah. The front is called the visor. That's just going to block the sun so you can see and you can ride on that road safely. And then one very important part is this chin strap. So a question for all of you, should you wear a helmet and not buckle the chin strap? Is the helmet going to do its job? Probably not. If you don't buckle this helmet, if you don't buckle the chin strap, it is almost as if you didn't even wear a helmet. This is the part that is going to keep that helmet on your head. So you got to make sure you hear that click and your helmet is on nice and tight.
So as we said before, the helmet purpose is to protect your brain, and it can do that if it's not on the right. Okay, so we need to put it in the right in order to protect. If it's not right, if it's not the right size, if it's not in the good condition, it's not going to protect your brain. So it's very important that we talk to our parents. If you have a very old helmet, maybe because you are growing, it's a time to make sure to measure your head and make sure to have the right size of your helmet.
That is a great point. If your helmet's very old and beat up because it's taken a couple of hits, you got to get a new helmet. If your helmet withstood one impact, it did its job. It's not going to do its job again. So it's one hit and you got to get a new one. Elizabeth mentioned how to wear your helmet properly. So this diagram shows you it is correct when it is straight to the ground. So the helmet is in the right spot. It's incorrect when it's tilted. So if you have it up here and your whole forehead is showing, that is not the right spot. It needs to be straight with the ground, just like this guy right here.
Now we're gonna review some of the rules when we are wearing our helmet. So the first rule is eyes. And with the eyes, you're gonna put the helmet in your head, look up, and you should see the bottom of the rim of the helmet. Okay, so when that's Sandy was saying before, if it's too back and then you have everything, it's uncover your forehead, that means it's not in the right position. So when you have it in the right position, with your eyes, you are able, when you look up, you are able to see the bottom of the rim of the helmet. So this is one of the rules that you, when you have your helmet, when you look up, you're gonna see the rim of the helmet.
Exactly. And another good way too to make sure it's in the right spot, if you're not sure where on your forehead it should be, if you take your two fingers, make like a peace sign, and put them right above your eyebrow, your helmet should touch that finger right there. If it doesn't touch that finger, that means it's way too far back. It has to be at least 2 fingers right there in the middle of your forehead so it's straight to the ground. And when you look up, you'll see it and you'll know it's in the right spot, just like Elizabeth said.
Rule number 2, ears. Okay, make sure that the strap form, the one that Sunny was saying about the strap, that important to keep your helmet in position. Your strap form a V under your ears when buckled. Okay, so the strap should be a little tight but comfortable. We don't want it to be too loose, as we said before, because it's gonna be moving. It can fly away, your helmet. And make sure that it needs to be tight, but you need to feel comfort with your thing. So make
those
sure that it form the ears, the straps form the B letter.
Exactly. That's super important. They have to be nice and straight. They shouldn't be all twisted. They have to keep that helmet in the right spot. Just like Elizabeth said, it has to be a clear V on both sides of your ears.
Rule number 3, mouth. Open your mouth as wide as you can.
Big
Does the helmet hug your head? You need to feel like when you are open, because remember, you're gonna have your straps here with your helmets, and then when you open your mouth, you're gonna feel that that hug your head, okay, the helmets. If it now, tighten the straps. Your chin strap should hug your chin, okay? So it's very important that when you open your mouth, the strap's gonna be right here on the bottom, right here. And then when you open, you're gonna feel that it's in good place.
Exactly. It's going to be nice and snug. If you need help tightening your straps, if you're not able to do it, that's okay. That's what mom and dad and your older brother, your older sister, your aunties, your grandmas, that's what they're there for. They're there to help you to make sure it's nice and snug.
So as we said before, always, rule number 1, always wear a properly fitted bicycle helmet to protect your head every time you ride, okay? Number 2, helmet should sit comfortably on your head all the way around. Follow the eyes, ears, and mouth rules that we were talking before. And number 3, always replace a helmet after crash. As Sandy said before, it protects you one. Now it already did the job. Now you need to get another one that protects for the next crash, okay? Damage may not be visible, but the foam can lose its integrity, cannot be strong anymore, and then it cannot protect you in the way that we want, or in the way that it was designed.
That's exactly right. And teachers in the room, if you want to go ahead and pause this video, this is a good chance to pause it and ask your students, what were the rules we just covered? What's the eyes rule? What's the ears rule? What is the mouth rule? Are you guys ready to get on the road? Do you actually know those rules on how to fit your helmet? Right now is a good chance to pause and get those answers. Make sure they know those 3 rules, and they can go home and share that with their parents. Our other safety tips to follow. When you're on a bicycle, you have to make sure you're the only one on that bike. The bicycle is built for one rider only. If it has one seat, only one rider can be on there. It is not safe for you to have a friend to stand on the back of the bike, because the bike is not built for that, and they may fall off and get hurt. You don't want to get hurt on the bike. So just one rider per seat. You're going to ride on the sidewalk whenever one is available. You don't want to ride in the middle of the street where there's a lot of cars. That's not safe at all. You want to make sure you are on the sidewalk. If it's in your neighborhood, if it's in your way to the grocery store, your way to school, make sure that there's a sidewalk that you can ride on. You want to make sure you wear bright colors too when you're riding. Those bright colors, they're not going to be dark black or super dark navy blue. What kind of colors, Elizabeth, should they be wearing?
Maybe yellow, bright color, yellow, pink, maybe orange, green. Exactly. That other, the car can't see you, especially if you are at night. There's some even reflectors in some jackets and some clothes that is very important that we wear. We don't recommend to go at night and know by yourself, but if for some reason it got dark on your way to your house or things like that, just make sure that you're gonna wear a bright colors. And very important, no black or anything like that. Day or night, it's better to wear a bright, like my shirt, it's a bright color. It's something that people can see, so you can wear a color like this. Another thing is always ride with an adult, Never go alone, only with your friends. Make sure that, as we saw in the summary of the video, you need an adult going while you're riding the bike. We really want you to enjoy riding your bike, having fun, but we also want you to be safe. Okay, so following these simple rules is gonna help you to be safe.
That's right. And it's especially important, like Elizabeth said, to ride with an adult. An adult knows what streets have street lights or what streets are super busy and you should avoid. If there's a lot of cars and traffic, adults will know that. They'll take you in a different route. They'll help you plan your route to get wherever you're wanting to go. Even if it's just in your neighborhood, make sure you're always riding with an adult. Okay, so these are a couple more tips that we have for you. Like we mentioned, one rider per seat, just like this young girl is here. She's the only one on her bicycle. She has her helmet on. She is riding safely. Tip number 2, we mentioned ride on the sidewalk, right?
Yeah. We want to prevent.
Sidewalk. Go ahead.
We want to prevent not going in the traffic with the cars because, you know, that can be dangerous. So yes, as you said, yeah, sidewalk, I prefer.
That's exactly right. You want to make sure you're avoiding those cars. You're not in their way. Sometimes cars get distracted. Sometimes the drivers are very busy. They're running late. They might not see you on your bicycle if you're in the middle of the street. They don't expect you to ride there. If there's a sidewalk, that's kind of where they expect you to be. So make sure you're riding on that sidewalk.
We already talked about this, wear a bright color when riding. So it's important not only for your bike, but also for your scooter, for all the things that you are going out right there on the sidewalk or where on the street. Just make sure that you wear these bright colors. Yes, like this little girl, she have the yellow, the pink helmets and all that. So that's a very nice color.
Right. Those cars are definitely going to see her if she's on the road or on the sidewalk. They know there's somebody there because she's not blending in with all the trees and the bushes or the cars. She's standing out. She's in a bright yellow shirt. They're going to see her there.
As we said before, number 4, always ride with an adult. An adult, especially your parents or maybe older sibling, they will know better the safer streets, and as you said before, which one have the light, and they even also the cars can see an adult more. So if you are together, they can also be able to see you too. So always go with an adult.
Yes, that's exactly right. And also, in case, there's an emergency or there's a crash or an accident, adults know what to do. They're able to call for help. They're able to get you to help if they need to. So always make sure there's an adult there with you. All right, this video is, it shows you your brain when you're wearing a helmet and when you're not wearing a helmet. So the video will show it's a young gentleman. He is dropping an egg. And if we were in person, we would do this for you, but we have to do it in a video. You're going to see your brain without a helmet and then your brain with a helmet. So it's a short video. I hope you enjoy it. So look at that. We had one egg that didn't wear a helmet. That egg cracked. Unfortunately, they didn't make it. The one that did wear a helmet, they were very protected. They had that outer layer, the shell, they had the foam, they had all that extra padding, just like our helmets do. And what happened with that egg? That one survived, right? You wear a
Yep.
helmet and the egg was perfectly fine, even though it was dropped the exact same way.
Mhm.
That's exactly how your brain is. So your brain was like that egg. That helmet is going to protect that brain always, right? It's there to protect your brain.
Yes.
All right, teachers, we have a quiz for you. If you would like your students to partake in this, you can just click on this link. If not, that's totally okay. You can just review the tips with your students. For all of the students, we're so happy you guys welcomed us into your school. Thank you so much for letting us share our bike safety tips. Hopefully soon we'll be able to see you in person at a bike rodeo or at a bike to
Yes.
school day, something like that, right, Elizabeth?
Yes, we will. We are very excited that maybe that time comes soon. But while that happened, we want to make sure that all the information we gave today, you can put it in practice. It's gonna come spring break. It's gonna come summer, and I'm sure you are just willing to go outside and go to the park and ride your bike. Make sure to follow all the safety tips that we were given today, because we want to make sure that you enjoy your ride and your bike, but overall that you are safe.
Yes, absolutely. And make sure you think about too, when you get home, share this with mom and dad. Talk
Yep.
to them about how you learned about a helmet today and what a helmet has to do, how a helmet is shaped. It protects your brain, right? And you learned the 3 rules about how to make sure your helmet's on the right way. Do you remember them? Do you want to remind them, Elizabeth?
Eyes, ears, and mouth. Very
That's right.
important that. Mhm.
Yes, eyes, ears, and mouth. Those are the 3 rules, and you'll remember them. Recite them in your head. Say it out loud now with us. Eyes,
Eyes,
ears,
ears, and
and
mouth.
mouth. You got to remember those 3 rules to make sure your helmet is on the right way, all right, friends? We hope you have fun out there, and especially that you stay safe.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Be safe.
Yes, be safe, please.